We're finishing up a very busy week here in the finance world. We were finally presented with a new healthcare plan by the GOP. Energy enthusiasts gather at CERAWeek, and it is the bull market's 8th birthday, or 4th birthday, depending who you ask. But hey, Matt Cheslock is here right next to me. Let's ask him. Hey, Matt, 8 or 4?
Definitely 8. That was the definite bottom, and I think there was enough market smart money that called it there, and we're going to go with 8.
All right, thank you, Matt, for that fact. Now, we are focusing this week all on healthcare, but now it is to oil. Since the commodity has dipped below the $50 line, Matt, what is going on with oil trade?
Well, yesterday was more of a technical move than anything else. After it broke support, major support at 52, that was stuck in the range for a long time. It went through 51 pretty quickly. Today we broke 50, as you mentioned, and a lot of it is based on supply issues that we saw out of inventory numbers on Wednesday. But we're also getting word out of OPEC that they're going to be having a hard time maintaining their quotas. So, I think all things considered, oil was due for a big move one way or the other, and the confluence of events led it to go lower.
Now, Matt, we heard from the ECB today. They left rates unchanged, and we are anticipating a rate hike next week and here in the U.S. So would a dip in oil prices mess up any inflation expectations?
I don't think so in the short term. If oil was to go to 45 or lower, that becomes a different issue. But I think in the short term, the Fed is locked in for a March rate hike. And we'll look longer term out. We'll talk about June if they're going to go for 3 or 4 this year. Then they're going to have to be data dependent. But I don't think oil will derail March's hike.
Okay, yes, we are expecting numerous hikes this year, and we can't forget that across the pond, there's key elections this year in the Eurozone. So where do you see the currency markets going?
Well, I think the dollar is still firmly entrenched as the leader. That's not going to change. I think when you have such uncertainty that goes on, you want to make sure that you are locked in, and which is funny because our administration now, there's all kinds of questions and concerns, but we are still best of breed, and I think the currencies will show that, and the U.S. Fed will probably dictate where the dollar goes.
Okay, well, there's one more currency we can't forget, and that is Bitcoin, because there is a Bitcoin ETF being approved now by the SEC, and it could be approved as soon as tomorrow. So what's the buzz about Bitcoin down here, and what do you think about it?
Well, Bitcoin has had its trials and tribulations in the past. We've seen it. I guess one of their big concerns about Bitcoin was the fact that how long it took for them to clear certain trades. So if they get regulatory approval, that would be a huge win for them in the fact that they are now being approved and regulated and accepted. And I think that would be the most important thing. So that's what we're watching here. They'll have a lot of competition because I think they're not the only one that's going to be approved if this happens. However, they are best of breed there too.
Okay, Matt, now just finishing up with a bonus question since it is the bull market's birthday. Any advice for the investors in the 8th year?
Well, I still think, you're probably going to be in the market. I don't think there's any reason to get out of it just yet. There's a lot of money sloshing around the marketplace. There are some sectors that have underperformed and some large sectors, mainly energy. So if we do get a bid or we do get some clarity on what energy is going to look like, that may be somewhere we see the next massive rotation of money. We're seeing a lot of stocks coming IPO, coming out of bankruptcy in that sector. So there's going to be money that's going to be needed to put to work, and that could be a sector that could take us on another leg higher.
Okay, Matt, thank you so much for meeting with me today. It's going to be a chilly weekend this weekend, so bundle up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, hopefully maybe we'll get a little run in.